Hello, my name is Charlene Kocher. I'm a pharmacist at Strive Pharmacy. I'm a clinical liaison. I want to thank all of you for joining us today. I know everyone's time is very valuable, so I'm honored to present today's topic. It is glutathione. This is a very exciting medication we offer at Strive Pharmacy, and we'll be discussing several aspects of glutathione, its mechanisms, how it's used, best use practices, and so forth. So let's get into it. We have just a mandatory disclaimer here, and glutathione, what it is. It is one of the most ubiquitous antioxidants that is found in our body. It is made up of three components, three amino acids, and these would be glycine, cysteine, and glutamate. It is primarily made by the liver, but each and every cell in our body does have the capability to make glutathione on its own. We will discuss this later. This is very important because the redox homeostasis of each cell is unique, and each cell just needs its own sort of ability to modulate glutathione levels locally. So it is made by the liver, it gets transported around, but each cell will make its own as needed according to metabolic demands. You can think of glutathione as the CEO of your body's cellular defense team. It's the one that's in charge. It makes sure that everything runs smoothly, and it protects the cell from damage. It has a multitude of actions in addition to just its antioxidant capability, which we will get into, that supports its use. So antioxidant is the one that glutathione is most, I would say, famous for. It is most well known for, and it's the most powerful free radical scavenger in the body. It directly neutralizes harmful compounds that cause inflammation and cellular damage. It helps to counter aging. It has various layers by which it will act, direct neutralization just being the very first phase one step of the way it counters harmful substances. And it will squelch free radicals, reactive oxygen species. These are highly reactive and they potentially damage cellular machinery. They will damage cell membranes. They will denature DNA. Glutathione will help squelch those. It will also have secondary effects whereby it will act as a sort of a cofactor in a lot of other enzymes to further detoxify harmful substances and exert its anti-inflammatory effects. It is regulating the antioxidant capability of your body even by recycling vitamin C and vitamin E, which are well known for their antioxidant effects. So it cleanses, it detoxifies. It's the centerpiece of the body's detoxification system. It binds to toxins like heavy metals. By binding to them, it sort of like sequesters them and prevents them from harming other tissues like brain tissue. It is particularly useful in sort of trapping mercury that might be present in the brain and helping transport it out of the brain. And it then goes through further processing in the liver, where the liver is able to sort of neutralize some of these compounds. And then the glutathione attaches to these harmful substances, often making them more water soluble. So it's easier for the body to excrete these harmful substances. It is making them less harmful in some cases, and in some cases it is being excreted in urine and bile. It is also involved in energy and immunity. Glutathione is involved in cell proliferation. It is used it regulates cell death, cell apoptosis. It is involved in DNA synthesis and repair. It is modulating intracellular immune signaling and immune status of the cell. It is providing It is regulating thiol groups in proteins, and this will impact on how the protein structure presents itself and how the protein is going to activate. It is involved in mitochondrial function. So you can see it has a very wide and diverse range of effects in addition to just its antioxidant capability. So why we need glutathione support? Our natural glutathione levels are under constant attack and begin to decline by 10% per decade. This rate of decline tends to be somewhat steady until the age of 45, after which it sort of declines precipitously. The reason it declines can be multifactorial. One is just increased demands for the glutathione for the body's various detoxification and squelching of reactive oxygen species and free radicals and superoxide anions and so forth. The other is that glutathione is synthesized with the use of two enzymes. One of them is glutamine cysteine ligase. It's just the first step in putting the glutamate and the cysteine. And that's sort of the first substrate. And then the next is glutathione synthase, which then acts on that substrate to make the final glutathione. So levels tend to be depleted by several factors. It can be poor diet, nutrient deficiencies. Chronic stress is a big driver of a glutathione depletion. Environmental toxins and pollution. This could be just the mercury that you get from eating certain types of fatty fish. It could be the bisphenol A that we get from the exposure to microplastics in our environment. It can be excessive alcohol consumption. It can be a lack of sleep. Usually, chronic illness and infections will deplete glutathione, but this is just the tip of the things that can deplete glutathione. A lot of mental disorders, such as psychotic conditions, where you have an imbalance of neurotransmitters. When neurotransmitters are broken down by your brain, they are creating a lot of reactive oxygen species. They're causing cellular damage. This can lead to a cascade of problems that results in neuronal cell death, increased risk of neurodegenerative diseases. So glutathione is just essential in arresting some of these processes. It is especially present in the brain's endoplasmic reticulum to squelch the reactive oxygen species. It is used on the skin. We get constant insult from environmental factors, pollutants, UV radiation. The glutathione helps with that, but it is also affecting other aspects of skin care, skin health, such as it is inhibiting an enzyme called tyrosinase, and this is once glutathione is able to act on the tyrosinase, you can get skin that is cosmetically and aesthetically much less prone to variations in pigmentations. It goes beyond just stress and so forth. It goes into things like hallmarks of aging. It is involved in mitochondrial function. It is involved in intracellular immune signaling. Most of the glutathione that's in our body is in fact synthesized from its precursor amino acids. But there are certain foods that can help support glutathione levels, turmeric, salmon, avocados, and there are plenty of others. So the demand for products that support our foundational health is exploding. Glutathione is at the forefront of this trend. To a potential customer, glutathione is reducing oxidative stress, it is fighting cellular aging, supporting liver health, detoxification. It is boosting immune system function. This is key that it very closely regulates immune function. The way glutathione really works is by enhancing a state called oxidative eustress. By that, immune functioning works best when oxidative stress is reduced, but on the other hand, you do need a nominal amount of oxidative stress so the body is able to pick up signals that indicate that something might be going awry. And glutathione helps keep that like nice balance and that nice homeostasis. It can potentially improve energy levels. It is used by athletes sometimes for to aid in recovery from workouts. We discussed briefly skin health and complexion. So awareness of glutathione really took off, especially after the COVID-19 pandemic. Its use was sort of, there was an uptick in its use, and awareness of all the potential that it has in a multitude of conditions continues to grow. You can see how many patients would have some sort of like immune regulation problems or a multitude of reasons why they have chronic systemic inflammation. So our target audience for this is usually going to be functional and integrative practitioners. It's going to be med spas, and it's going to be health conscious consumers. Most patients do need that sort of like decrease in their systemic inflammation. So any patient who presents with markers of oxidative stress, this could be a patient who has diabetes, who has got asthma, cardiovascular disease. They have elevated levels of C-reactive protein, which is an inflammatory marker. All of these patients can potentially benefit from the glutathione. And conditions that may be addressed with glutathione, they are countless. This isn't the full list. Chronic fatigue syndrome, chronic inflammation of any sort of cause, a lot of mental health disorders, Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's disease. These sort of neuropathic conditions do result in very high amounts of neurotransmitter activity. And that does require glutathione to squelch some of the reactive oxygen species and free radicals that are being produced. So it does have a lot of potential in those areas. Rheumatoid arthritis, IBD, asthma, cardiovascular disease, especially important in any sort of liver disease, diabetes, and COPD. Even conditions where you might not suspect it. Periodontal disease is another one where you can have depleted glutathione levels. It can help prevent nerve damage due to diabetes, reduced nephropathy, and so forth. One of the point I would like to emphasize to get the most you can out of your glutathione is that if the glutathione is present with a reservoir of its precursors. The precursors are more than just precursors, they're more than even adjuvants. They seem to work in conjunction with glutathione. Glycine, for example, is a one-carbon donor in a lot of methylation processes. The cysteine is, provides thiol groups to very essential metabolic reactions. And they all seem to be working in concert with glutathione. And there is new research that suggests that even in a patient who is getting the glutathione, you can further enhance the benefits of the glutathione by having supplementation with both glycine and cysteine. Cysteine would be provided as N-acetylcysteine or NAC. I want to thank you very much for attending. Glutathione is a remarkable molecule in the body. People just automatically think of it as an antioxidant. You can see everything from DNA repair and DNA synthesis to mitochondrial function, immune regulation. There are so many aspects to glutathione, and it can be a very valuable tool to add onto a lot of medication regimens and for a lot of pathologies.